I grew up in Bunbury,
Yeah.
so it's not really the surfing capital of WA by any stretch of the imagination, but I was always pretty close to the beach. I went to the Mentawais in my first off-season with one of my mates that surfs. That stoked my love for surfing, and ever since then I haven't really looked back. So. But it's the type of thing, surfing, where I'm always happier once I'm out of the water. Like, going into the water, I could be angry, frustrated with anything, but once I've finished my session, I'm always happier than what I was going in.
Earlier this year, came out in the media that you obviously got omitted from a game because you went surfing. Do you just want to chat to us about what actually happened? I
trained that day. I was sick during training and after it. I went home and missed out on the meetings that afternoon. And I'd planned on going down south to see Mum and Dad before the week had even started. So I missed out on the meetings in the afternoon, but I got the doctor's clearance to do that, and then went down south, stayed with Mum and Dad that night, and then felt fine to go surfing the next day further down south. The leadership group caught wind of that, and then they sat me down and we just had a discussion about, is that the ideal preparation for an AFL match where you've identified with the doctors that you're sick and unwell, and then you've gone to surf the next day. And from their point of view, I can see that that doesn't look great, but then obviously from my point of view, it's the actual act of surfing is something that helps my game so much, and I felt well enough that day to go and do it. Lee Spur, who's a part of the leadership group, he came over to the house maybe a couple of days after it happened, and we just had a pretty honest conversation about what happened, and the way that we handled it was really good. And in a way, you're stronger for those things for happening. So I have a newfound respect for the leadership group and how they dealt with the issue.
What about Ross? Did you have any conversations with him?
Yeah, I certainly had a couple of conversations with him, and the whole way through he stuck by me. He sticks by like all these players pretty strongly, and we just had a chat about how obviously it's not the standards that the club set that I didn't meet. He just said, like, you've grown from that and you'll be a better person and a better player for it.
Blakely got it! Oh, it's a terrific mark. What a player he's becoming.
Because it happened, I wanted to make sure that footy would do the talking and I wouldn't let the incident play out with my form. And
Blakely continues to cover the ground.
I made a promise to myself that I'll just play as hard as I can and just do whatever the team wants me to do. And I think for the next few games until I did my shoulder, I certainly did that. And I don't know, it's a bit weird to say you're proud of yourself, but I am proud of myself and how I handled everything that happened. As I said, from that I've learnt a lot, and in the end I wouldn't do it again. Obviously I've learned my lesson, but in saying that, surfing is such an important part of the footballer that I am, and I'm going to continue to surf for the rest of my career. I'm not going to give it up.
The IZEA Classic is going to be this Sunday down at the Cove car park. First welcome to country is at 6:30, and the activities will roll on from there all day long. Thelma Plum's performing at 2, and it wraps up around 4 after that.
Yeah, it's a great initiative shown by IZEA. I think the surfing event will bring a lot of people down here, and then all the other activities that they have planned. It'll just bring a lot of people from Perth down to Cottesloe. It's just growing every year, and hopefully they have a really good event.